Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to all our viewers, depending on whichever part of the world you are in right now. I am Abhinav Dalia from Statusbrew, and today, in this webinar, we'll address one of the most frequently asked questions by a whole lot of social media managers all around the world, which is, what is the best time to post on social media, and how can one find out their best time to post content on their social media network? So, in this webinar, we'll try to address this topic by going through the findings of the research which has already been done after analyzing tons of data, and then we'll also see how, with the help of Statusbrew, you can find out the best time to post on your own social media network on the basis of your previous post. So, let's dive into it so you can get more traffic, more engagement, and more followers with the same content. So, let's get started. I think in the last webinar, we studied some demographics of social media, where we saw how social media offers a great potential with its massive user base, and it can act as a boon for businesses. However, with ever-changing world in terms of technology and its adoption, social media is also always changing and evolving fast, and so is its user behavior with it. As a famous quote goes, change is the only constant thing in this world. And the one fact that doesn't change is that all the social media platforms move fast and will continue to do so, with a constant stream of content contesting for consideration and attention from their followers. We all want our posts and content on social media to get maximum views and engagement, and one way to do that is by knowing the best time to post on social media networks. We all know that social media is one of the best tools to boost your brand presence and share the great content you are creating with your audience. But it isn't enough to just post content on social whenever you feel like. Some times are better than the others. In simplest of terms, the best time to post on social media are when most of your customers and followers are online. The time when your audience is active is the time when you will get the maximum engagement, right? So what are the best hours to post on each social media channel? In actual, the answer to this question is as complex as it can get. And we'll understand why. First, each social media platform will have different time that works best for different audience. As we learned in the last webinar, each platform has their own demographics which are very different from the other social media network. Hence, which makes it very difficult to have the same time for both of these networks. For example, the best time to post on Facebook is different than the best time to post on Instagram. I think the second factor that goes behind this is that when you start taking into account different time zones, and then it starts to get even more complicated because your entire audience might not be in the same time zone. So their usage of social media will be dependent on which time zone they are in. For example, if you're targeting the United States and Canada, you will want to hit the EST time zone, as that time zone has the highest number of people such as New York and Toronto. However, if your target audience is in London, you'll likely want to post within that GMT zone. The third factor is, it's not usually the same time that works on all days. For example, on weekdays it might be different, on weekend it might be something else. Hence the answer to the question of what is actually the best time, it's a little more complicated. But although there is no single correct answer to this question because of the factors involved as discussed, let's try to get closer to the answer at least, where we have some idea about what can be the most optimum time window during the day to post the content on social media. First, we'll go through some findings of the studies already done on this topic, which give generic times for each platform to get the most engagement out of your content. To prepare this section, what we did was we went through a lot of different studies done by different parties, bloggers, institutes, and here we'll present the culmination and gist of all those studies. However, it must be noted that all of these studies have been done by analyzing some thousands of posts on each platform. Hence, they might not give the best picture, but they sure do give a fair idea about best and the worst times to post. So let's dive into it. We'll talk about Facebook first. For Facebook, on the basis of data and results of these studies, it was found out that usually weekdays right from Monday to Friday are considered best for posting on Facebook. In terms of time windows, to get the most engagement out of your content? It was observed that content posted from 11 am to 4 pm, especially on a Wednesday or Thursday, got maximum reach and engagement. Since a lot of brands don't post on Wednesdays, your content can get good number of views if you post midweek, as the probability of it being lost in the content feed is much less. The content posted on Sundays or early mornings or late in the evening, usually after 5 pm, were observed to have the least engagement among the Facebook audience. Talking about Twitter, majority of these studies suggested that on weekdays during morning and evening commute timings, which are around 8 to 10 am in the morning and 5 to 8 pm in the evening, and lunch timings, which are around 12 noon to 1 pm, works best on Twitter. This is because mostly people go through their Twitter feed around this time only. Hence, the visibility of your tweet will be maximum. Again, most of the research agreed that midweek, that is Tuesday to Thursday, is usually the best time to post on Twitter. Weekends, on the other hand, were observed to have least engagement and reach among the audience. Moving on to another major social network, which is Instagram. I think most of these studies suggested that Instagram posts made any time during the day of the entire week can get you good engagement. Even then, in terms of best engagement out of these days, time windows suggested by most of these studies were around 11 am to 1 pm, 5 pm to 6 pm, and 9 pm to 11 pm. And this can be on any weekday from Tuesday to Friday. Here also, we can see that midweek posts perform better than the posts made on any other day. Posts made on Sundays, Mondays, or late in the nights or very early in the morning get the least engagement, and hence these time slots must not be preferred. Finally, the last platform that we're going to talk about is LinkedIn. I think the safest time that has been found out by analyzing the data in these studies is usually 9 to 11 am from Tuesday to Thursday. Since LinkedIn is a professional network, mostly professionals check out the LinkedIn feed only during weekdays, and mostly they do it in the morning. Hence, the time slot of 9 to 11 am works best on LinkedIn. Weekdays, Mondays, Fridays are not so recommended days for posting on this professional network, as the posts made on these days get the least engagement among the LinkedIn audience. Now that we have learnt about the best and the worst times to post on social media according to the analysis of posts and studies done by different institutions all around the world, it must be noted that these time slots might or might not work for your own network or your own audience on different platforms. Because the usage pattern of every other individual is different, and when we analyze thousands of posts, it's hard to single that out, but the effect of those can be seen in your audience. Therefore, we have a solution for you. Statusbrew allows you to find out the best time to post according to your own audience for your own social media network. Let's find out how. For that, you'll have to go to the Statusbrew app. If you're using Statusbrew for the first time, on the left nav, click on Add Profile. There you'll see an option to add your social media profiles. Click on the profile you want to add, enter your credentials, and that profile will be added to Statusbrew. After you have successfully added your profile to Statusbrew, you can now see how your past posts have performed with respect to 8 different parameters. For that, on the left navigation, click on Publish. Under Publish, click on Reports, and under Reports, click on Content Performance. On clicking Content Performance, you will see this window. Statusbrew automatically populates this window for you on the basis of your last 30 days post. However, it can also fetch posts before 30 days upon request. You can change the timeline for which you want to see the post for. The performance will be shown for 8 different parameters, which are clicks, comments, engagements, impressions, likes, shares, reach, and if it's a video, then video views. You can also filter the profile that you want to see the post for. For example, if you want to just see the post for Facebook, select Facebook under the profile filter. Clicking on any parameter will sort these posts according to that parameter in decreasing order. Let's see when have we got the maximum impressions for our Facebook post? It seems like it's on Monday around 5 pm. The next maximum impressions are also around 6 pm on a Monday evening. Similarly, on Instagram, I've got the maximum impressions on a Wednesday evening around 5 pm. And the second maximum impressions on a Friday evening around again 5 to 6 pm. And finally, on the third number, I again got the maximum impressions around 5 to 6 pm on a Thursday evening. In this way, you can analyze all your past posts and get an idea when have your posts performed the best. Now comes the concept of creating categories. Categories make your life a lot easier. Categories save your posting schedules for each campaign and social network, so that you can understand which of them is working best for you and push out more content when your audience is most active. For example, as you notice that Facebook posts which were posted on Monday 4 pm did the best. So you can create a category in which you can add these details, and then while scheduling any Facebook post, you can select this category and this post will be posted on Facebook on a coming Monday at 4 pm. To create a category, visit the Publish section. Click on the category from the left side nav and further click on Create Category on the top right side of your screen. Type a category name. Choose the time zone from the Save drop down on the top right of your screen in which you want to schedule the post. Thereafter, choose the times of the day in a week that you wish to push your post on. You can add multiple times by clicking on Add button present on the Choose time. You may experiment with different posting times in case you are not sure about your peak traffic hours, and our reporting section will give you all the insights into how your content performed. Our engagement and content section in the reports would ease it out for you to strategize your best posting times. Once you have added your times, click on the Save drop down on the top right side of the screen, choose the desired color for your category and click Save. Now you can use this category to schedule your content. Similarly, you can create multiple categories and post your content under these categories so that you can analyze them later. Once you have posted some content through each category, you can analyze which of them is working best for you and is allowing you to have maximum engagement. For that, on the left side nav, click on Reports, and under Reports, click on Category Insights. Under this, you will see how different categories have performed in the selected period. Now you can compare different categories for each profile and see what time suits the best for your post. Under each category, you can click to see more details and performance like clicks, likes, comments, engagements, performance in first 24 hours, and a lot more. And this is how you can find out which time works the best for you for posting on different social media networks. That's all for today. In the next webinar, we'll discuss how you can use browser extension for using Statusbrew to make your life even more simpler and reduce the number of clicks you make. So watch out for the next webinar. Stay tuned. Thank you.